Hey guys, Mordred here with my first only video for Crucible. Unfortunately, I really wasn't inspired. This league is just like standard. Just nothing really added to it. I'm not a good crafter. So this really wasn't a league for me, so I just tried to focus on things that I'm decent at and to get better, and the things I'm really bad at, trying to get better. I did a lot more crafting in this league than I would. So I put a lot of binds into some crafting, some items. One of which I'm wearing, kind of, sort of. Not really. I just kind of finished the pieces, let's be honest. But anyway, I wanted to present this build that I was running as a Poison Exsanguinate Pathfinder, because Pathfinder is OP and it is great. So first, let's actually go over the passive tree. I did not come up with this build. I was really bored and wanted to be inspired by something, and I wanted to play Exsanguinate. So I went to go see what everybody was doing. Sorry. There's a lot of Templars, right? And then Pathfinder. So I decided on Pathfinder. And I kind of copied and pasted someone's tree, and then I proceeded to make my own touches as I leveled up. So I leveled this character up from level 1 to 98 some time ago, and proceeded making tweaks to the tree as I leveled up and got higher level. The tree is actually still pretty much the same as other people using this build. We take Nature's Reprisal, Master Toxicist. For obvious reasons, we're a poison character, so we want chaos damage. We take Nature's Adrenaline because we use a lot of flasks, and Nature's Boon to have those flasks have an additional 30% effect on us. The rest of the tree, we're taking Charisma for Mana Reservation. We are taking this over here for more increased attack and cast speed. Extra physical damage is chaos, 40% physical damage, which will give us extra chaos. Because we run 2 Ming's Heart, so we get more chaos for that. Whispers of Doom, so we can apply Despair and Temp Chains. Influence for reasons. Mana Reservation Efficiency, increased effect of non-curse auras. Something. Oh, and then kind of required is the Serpentine Spellslinger. I would go left side for the cast speed, but mainly for the poison hit and the minus to chaos resistance and damage over time multiplier. And we take Veil Toxins for chance on hit and poison damage. Kind of required for this build. I guess technically speaking, you could argue you don't need this one too much anymore, and you could just take those points over here. The reason I say you can argue that is because really the only thing you're getting out of this now at this point is 10% damage over time multiplier with poison and 30% more damage. But I can't really find any reason, because I don't need a poison hit, but I can't find any reason to not continue using them, because I don't know where I would put those 3 points at. I guess I could grab another cluster jewel and go in that direction. Which might be something I might look into now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, something that my build does differently that I don't see a lot of other builds do. A lot of other builds take the 12 passive chaos large cluster jewel, and then that's it. I decided to go with an 8 passive with Unholy Grace, Unwavering Evil, and Wicked Pale. That's 90% increased damage, which is a decent chunk of the amount of chaos damage you're going to get from the large cluster, on top of having 2 small ones. So I'm taking 90 plus 2 12s. That's a 114% damage. If you grab a large cluster jewel with 35% increased effect, I think you get like 14 or 15. If you pick up all 12, sure, more damage. But for the remaining points, I could just pick up a small cluster jewel, which is what I did. So I did pick up a small cluster jewel with Chaos damage over time with 35% increased effect. Life attributes. Mainly the attributes is important. Chaos damage is not, or chaos resistance is important. And that gives us an extra 16 and 16. And then over here on this side, kind of sort of the same thing for passive, but this time with septic spells and flow of life, or the life and cast speed. For the Watcher's Eye Jewel, we're using a Malevolence one with damage over time multiplier and damage leeches life. Over here, we're using Ancestral Vision because we have a lot of spell suppress. I am pretty much avoid all elemental ailments. I'm at 92% avoidance. You could probably get 100% if you really wanted to. Swap this out for a Quartz Flask that gives you more spell suppress, and then your cap and your, I guess, ailments immune. I'm not worried about that remaining 8%. I'm really not. Along with the fact that I have chill and freeze avoidance, I'm definitely not worried about it. I feel like I have a sneeze coming on. Sorry. For dark regular jewels, there we go. Sorry about that. We're taking damage, and life. And in fact, the one you really want is something like this with increased damage, increased global physical damage, because that gets converted to chaos. Chaos damage over time. And the 10% increased damage increases the physical damage, which then also gives us 10% more chaos damage. On top of all the extra physical damage being converted to extra chaos. So it's just, this is what you want. And then 7% maximum life, because we're really short on life. And I'll explain why we're under 4K in a second. And for the Timeless Jewel, you want a Traitor, which is a Brutal Restraint with Balbala. Specifically, I would recommend, if you can find it, another 5361, because that gives us Alchemist Genius on Charisma, and that's really nice for increased flash charges gain and increase effective flash charges by 10%. And the other thing that a lot of builds aren't doing is I'm actually running a Thread of Hope large, so we can pick up Careful Conservationist without needing these 2 points, and then I use those 2 points to pick up Entropy and Blood Siphon, and then I take another point to pick up Growth and Decay. In this case, there's a point here and a point here. So you can put those points there if you want to. I chose not to. Damage is just fine. This does hurt resistance a little bit, but I pick up resistance on my clusters, and we're fine. Along with the fact that we have Topaz, Ruby, and Sapphire for our resistances. That's how we're capped. When they're not up, we are not capped. When they're up, we're capped. And they're always up while mapping. So you don't need to worry about that. And for boss fights, they're pretty much always up. Bosses don't tend to live long enough for us to care if they ever go down. What else is there? I think that's it for the passive tree. Spell suppress, life, natural remedies for class effect and duration, and spell suppress, life and spell suppress. That's about it. We're really strength and intelligence starved, so this is really nice to have, along with attributes on our cluster jewels. That's it for the passive tree. Nothing crazy. As far as gear, again, my gear is really overtuned for this. You don't need these daggers. You can run with Cold Iron Points. So for my daggers, I have a +1 fractured, +1 to all spell skill gens on both, and +1 to all physical. I did not craft these. I bought these. I'm not good at crafting. I could never make these. I also got lucky enough that they had damage over time with physical and chaos magnet, or increase explicit physical and chaos damage modifiers on both of them. The other one's 10, or this one's 10 and 15. That one was 20 and 15. These weren't cheap. They're like 8 divines, 6 divines. If you don't have the currency for this, it's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to min-max. pick up Cold Iron Point Daggers. They are 5 chaos. Go pick those up. Live your life. Save your money. In the daggers, I have Flame Dash with Immortal Call, Arcade support, Enhanced support, Divergent Herald, and Divergent Vitality. I'm going to say Divergent Herald is really the only thing that's really required, just to make sure you have a 100% chance to poison on hit. I'm a little overboard because of this Enhance. Otherwise, it's just 40. That's why I could probably get rid of those points in the passive tree. But anyway, not required. Just get the Cold Iron Point Daggers. The links also aren't required. This is me trying to min-max. I guess I can make another skill links in the path building. Probably not. But you don't need this. This is me being extra. The only ores that are really required are Malevolence, Determination, Vitality, linked to Arrogance, and a Herald of Agony, and this Anomalous Dreadbaiter, which is expensive, I think. Not that expensive. Decently priced. For the 4% less damage. And you get the 4% by having Enhanced. So in here we have Enhanced with Playbear, Anomalous Despair, and Anomalous Dreadbanner. Despair for more damage over time from effects. So when we poison with our Exsanguinate, this is a huge boost to our damage. This is kind of pricey, but highly recommended. If you can't, save until you get it, I guess. Anomalous Dreadbanner, too highly recommended. I didn't think it was that worth it, but 4% flat, less damage is great, especially when you pair it with Immortal Call and your 3 blasts. You're just taking a lot less damage. If you can somehow convert this to all physical damage taken is taken as elemental damage, that you'll be so tanky. I don't think there's any way for us to do that, so therefore I did try. Our boots, just a crap ton of movement speed, and we need to have some fire, cold, and lightning resistance on our gear somewhere. So I have cold, fire, and cold and fire resistance on my belts and my boots. That's the only resistance I have. As you can see, my helmet has no resistances on it. Our belt, strength. Strength. Like, we just need strength. The rest of this, not exactly required, but it'd be nice if you get a belt with duration and increased effects. It makes everything else that much better. For our jewel in here, I just recently discovered that as enemies withered by you have a -2 to all resistances. I didn't know this was a thing that existed. I picked up this jewel for like a divine. I would have paid like 3 divines for this because it's really good, and I'm looking at it right now and you can pick one up pretty cheaply, it looks like. So there you go. Belt probably is gonna cost you a pretty penny though. Let's be honest. Oh wait, there you go. Belt, not even that expensive. There you go. I probably overpaid for this, but this was a long time ago. Assets Gentle Touch, it's like 7 divines currently. You can pick up just a regular Gentle Touch for like 10 chaos, something like that. You do not need a +1 or the +2. If you want to pick up a +2, you can pick up a +2 for like a divine, maybe, I think. Boom, 5 chaos, put on the +2, 30 chaos. Put this on though, we go to divines, take that off, boom, cheap. So pick up a +2 and enjoy it, I guess. And then use chrome or jewelers and balls and chromes and balls to get the correct socket colors. I decided to go with Termination. Most of these builds go with Grace. I decided Termination along with Immortal Call. I feel it makes me just a lot tankier than Bolton Shell, and I honestly think Immortal Call is super undervalued and underappreciated at the moment. and this build makes really good use with it. It's on our left, so we're constantly moving around and constantly using it. But in our gloves, Termination, Herald of Anomalous, Herald of Purity, Divergent Malevolence, and Enlighten. Again, this is me min-maxing. This is just high-end stuff because I know not everyone has 10 divines to go buy a level 4 Enlighten. Go buy level 3 and put in Determination, Herald of Agony, and Malevolence in here, and then out here, Vitality with Arrogance, and leave Dread Banner alone in here, and you'll have more than enough mana reservation as long as you're, picking up the proper ones you're supposed to, like Charisma and this up here. If you still need more, you can pick this little point up right here. Instead of picking up this dual socket, you pick this up and get 12% mana reservation efficiency. And a lot of my stuff has mana reservation efficiency also, like that. And I used to have like a 3% mana reservation efficiency here, 3% mana reservation efficiency in here. I don't need it anymore. I have plenty of mana. This uses life. And we have Arcane Search linked to our Wall to Call. So this always pops and our mana comes back super fast, so we'll be fine. Other big thing, this is really expensive. This is not required. Again, Divergent Inspiration with increased duration, a Divine Blessing at level 1 specifically, because the higher it levels up, you get more aura effect, but you also get more mana cost. So, leave it at level 1, just have the plus 90, roll yourself a flask with increased effect and reduce mana cost of skills, and then what happens is this goes from 355 mana to free. Now, again, this is probably like my first big investment into the build was picking up all these gems and leveling them up. And I got unlucky on the increased duration. At level 20, it goes to 20%, as you can see, and more skill effect duration. I got unlucky when I corrupted it, and it went down to 14. So, really just need some quality on it. You only got 2020, it'll be just fine. But this is expensive. Last I checked, I don't know if it's gone down. We can check. 1 divine for a really bad one. So 2020, you're looking at 2 to 3 divines. It's about how much it costs when I got mines, and then I got unlucky. It just rolled bad. Divergent Inspiration. This doesn't tend to be that expensive. I take that back. It's gone up in price. I picked this up for a divine, and then Divergent Blessing. Pick one up. Do not buy a level 1. I think if you buy a level 1, it goes up in price. Okay, if you buy a level 1, go ahead and buy a level 1. No, wait. That is level 16. So what you're going to do is buy one of these, level up to 20, and then sell it with a jewel, with a gem cutter prism, and then go level 1 with plus 20. And that's it. You leave it there. So that's the cheapest part to get. These two are really expensive parts. But once you get it, this is really nice to have. But in the meantime, just get yourself a Vol haste, and then you have the Vol haste cooldown, which is also equally as good. To be double Vol haste or double hasted is just over the top, and you're just really pushing damage. But if you're just trying to get started, just go with Vol haste. Now, the main link is Anomalous Exsanguinate. Anomalous because it gives you increased cast speed. And these aren't that expensive. Empower, I'll talk about this here in a second. Awaken Deadly Elements, Anomalous Spell Echo, Awaken Spell Chain, and Awaken Unbound Elements. Yes, Awakens are expensive. Can't just go with regular until you can afford the good ones. But honestly, level 1s of the Awakened gems are like 40 Chaos. This will be expensive. Mine's also level 1. If I were to take off the level 21, I think it kind of goes down. Yeah. Buy yourself one, level it up yourself. I got lucky, hit 21, and got to 20 on there. It's fine. The Empower. Now this is expensive, right? 3 divines for a level 3. You can go with the level, or for level 4, you can go with level 3, and it'll be a little bit cheaper, right? However, might I offer you a different solution? The difference between this and this is 2 million DPS. Is that a lot? Absolutely. However, I'll bring over this path to building. We go to skills. And with Empower, we're doing 12 million. Total combined DPS 36 million. I'll turn on Vile Toxins and I'll turn off Empower. We are still doing 36 million with 10 million poison. If you want to min-max, go for the Empower. You want to be on a budget, go with Vile Toxins. And the Vile Toxins, level 21, is 20 chaos. So, whatever you want to do, I offer you that solution. We are running Awakened Chain. You don't need Awakened Chain. You can go with regular Chain. I just happen to be doing a boss, and it dropped for me. It's probably the best Awakened gem I've got it. And then I corrupted it, and I got really lucky, and I got level 6. You don't need to do this. Just go with regular Chain. The only reason we're using Awakened Chain is because it does +3. But chain is be just fine because you're a Pathfinder and your poison proliferates because our flasks are always up. So you can just use regular chain. The other main link we use is void manipulation. That's the main thing we use. Again, if you somehow have the power but you don't have awakened void manipulation, you can use the Vile Toxins. It's fine. Either way. I use the Awakened Chain for mapping. You can use Void Manipulation while mapping because your poison proliferation is that good. However, I use Awakened Chain to be that much better and clear out maps faster, especially when I'm doing things like Legion. Other parts of the gear, my helmet, 20% mana reservation. Sorry, 19% mana reservation. I made this myself using Loathing, and I just spamed it until I hit 9%, or I hit spell suppression, and unfortunately I only hit 9%. I wanted to hit a higher one, but whatever, I'll take the 9%. And then we spammed Searing Exarch and Eater Worlds until I got Mana Reservation from Eater Worlds, and then I got Temp Chains from Searing Exarch. And then for the helmet, enchant increased curse or despair effect, huge. 15% increased despair curse effect, huge. I probably spent a little extra money because of the fact that this is on a Lion's Pelt, so therefore the base was just 1 divine. You don't need to go that far. Just buy one. Again, I'm min-maxing. You don't have to do all this. In order to buy a helmet like this, 8 divines, you just want to buy outright? I recommend just go buy some Loathings and make it yourself. Go essence spam. This is the easiest, best craft ever made. I got lucky and I hit evasion and life, so I just crafted maximum life, which is essentially was about the same amount of life as my old helmet was giving me. Things like 1 life less, and yeah, that was it. For the rings, we're using Ming's Hearts. Again, if you're on a budget, don't go for the perfect. If you go for the perfect, you will start paying a divine. If you go for a less than perfect, you go down to like half. So just go for like a 70% or a 58%, and then just put on the catalyst yourself. They use Blessed Orbs to fix the chaos resistance. This is how we're able to be chaos resist cap, because there's so much chaos resistance on these rings. Without these rings, we're not chaos resistance, and our life is 4,700. We're almost 5k. That's where our life is so low, in case you were curious. Now, for the amulet.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Go buy yourself something like this. This is my original amulet. Sovereignty, a bunch of stats, mainly strength, all attributes. It had fire resistance, lightning resistance. My life was great with this on. I decided to min-max. Again, I'm stressing this. You don't need something like this. Something like this is expensive. There's the only one on the market currently. So just those alone, this makes it 25 divines. Holy crap. There's no other stats on here, right? So I bought it with this on there for like 17 divines, and it had this on there fractured. So yeah, okay, there we go. That's about where I spent like 17 divines. When you start adding in everything else, it doesn't exist, as you can see. So monument might be one of a kind, who knows? Or maybe you're really good at crafting, and you can make it better than mine is. Is that required? Go something like this. This is cheap. This is affordable. This is great. This is wonderful. Has everything you need. Boom. Anyway. I don't know what this was up for. Is there anything else? I think that's about it. Let's go do a map so you can kind of see how this build goes. Really, the only thing we care about is Fizz Reflect. We don't care about anything else. Unable to regenerate mana and life is more like an inconvenience than anything else. I don't feel like spending chaos. For mapping, we do use the weapon swap of Sinvicta. For the map showcase, I will leave it off. I hate that aura. I hate that aura so much. And you can see the difference when we have both auras popped, like, we just shoot out so much. Now, normally I put on 60% Delirious, but I ran out of currency. Currency orbs. Was it fine delirium orbs? That's what they're called. So I'm not going to bother putting it on here. This makes it a little bit more difficult, a bit more rippy. And I'm playing softcore, so it's not like I care if I die or not. This is a good part right here. Pop in new stuff, and you've already pretty much blown up the majority of it. Let's make some more. Don't stand in the blue circle like I did. Stay in the center of it, not on the actual ring. Anybody else curious about that? A lot of my friends get confused about that. When you see the blue ring of death, just stand in the center of it, not on the ring itself. Anybody else curious? Is it dangerous? It sure is. You know what's more dangerous though? Not being able to get away from it. So just get in its face. Oh man, I didn't have that on the entire time. Shame on me. Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm not up to that just yet.
Everyone's hexproof. Is this hexproof? Or is he just hexproof? He was hexproof. That sucks. Okay, yeah, it was just him. There's no way this whole map was hexproof. When they're hexproof, it's take a little bit longer to die. The bosses, of course. So, I think that's about it for this. And I purposely did this map on a 5 link just in case, so you can see that this isn't necessary. Just go with that. I did it without any of it. So, let's deposit this. Ignore my tag. Don't judge me. Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
My mana is gone.
My stash has don't make any sense. Don't look at it. Anyway. I'll leave the link to the path to building down below. That's the build. That's the showcase. I think that's that. So until next time, Exile. Have a good one. Take care.